put down by John Armstrong. Plays it here to Newman, trying to get his forwards rolling just for the start of the game to test out this big Western Suburbs pack. Number 13 there, Noel Kelly. There'll be a bit of a tower of strength for Western Suburbs in this game. Goes to 5'8", Peard for Eastern Suburbs. Up in the air underneath it there is Smith, but he couldn't quite get to it for Western Suburbs. Picking up is Journey. Journey gets it there to Stewart. Stewart setting off for the Western Suburbs line. He's got tacklers coming at him, and Barsley eventually gets him, puts him down, and also into touch about 3 yards short of the Western Suburbs. And he has, and it's a Western Suburbs ball just outside the Eastern Suburbs 25 as Kelly swings it to Armstrong. Armstrong finds Glasgow coming up in support. They're looking towards Pickett's wing. Finds Pickett. Pickett comes inside, gets his own pass away beautifully here to Ferguson. Back inside to Armstrong, and Armstrong will score for Western Suburbs. Oh, a beautiful move that one, and they completely bamboozled the Eastern Suburbs. Time, not a great deal in the game with Western Suburbs leading East 5 points to 2. It's a West ball though. Barsley up from the full-back position, tries to flip a pass inside to Pickett, but he was well covered all the way by Junee. Plays the ball in fact to Pickett. Gets it away to Beer. Beer draws a man, gets it away to Hayes, then into Rod Smith. Smith puts his head down and barges. He had plenty of support but didn't think of throwing a pass. West have a good line now, fanned right out across the field as Beer gets it across to Glasgow. Glasgow tries to find Ferguson, does so. Ferguson stumbled through one tackle. Last tackle coming up for the Magpies, and they're still inside their own half as it goes to Armstrong across to Kelly. Kelly finds Ilford on the wing, comes to Stewart. Stewart's beaten badly, and Ilford's going for the line. McKean comes at him and he bumps him off, and Ilford's gone in for a beautiful try for Western Suburbs. Well then, I don't know, the famous defence of Eastern Suburbs really fell down on that occasion. First of all, he just stepped through an attempted tackle by Stewart and then bumped off the Eastern Suburbs fullback McKean to score the tap. A deep line out as it goes to McGuinness and across to Glasgow to Ferguson. Ferguson tries to push off one tackle, gets his own pass away beautifully here to Glasgow backing up well, and he's put down just inside Eastern Suburbs territory. He'll play it to Armstrong. Armstrong gets it away well to Walker and to McGuinness, then across beautifully to Glasgow backing up to Hayes, and then to Kelly. Kelly gets it back beautifully to Hayes. Hayes tries to find support, gets it away that time to Beer, and Beer gets his, he threw one tackle and still going. Looks for a bit more support this time, beats Schultz, gets his pass to Armstrong, and he's got Pickett with him, and he goes back the other way, gets it to their lock forward Smith. Smith gets his pass off the ground to Beer. Beer gets it in turn to Pickett. Time beautifully to Hayes, who Walker and backing up, and play 20 yards out from the Eastern Suburbs line as it goes to Beer, to Hayes. Look at this line-up now, cutting out one man up, the other goes to Glasgow, across to Barsley. Barsley's got Ilford there, and Ilford's going for the line, but he's eventually put down and put into touch after an inspired bit of football by Western Suburbs. Second half. Kick-off by Barsley, a deep one that goes over Riley's head. Laugher Stewart drop backs for it. He takes it about 5 yards over his own line. Coming at him there is Stone Street. Pushes off Stone Street, off the member stand sideline, kicks infield, going for it himself, actually taken beautifully by Riley. Back inside to Stewart. Stewart's flying, he's got Junee with him. Junee's got the ball, he's going hard for the line. Glasgow comes at him and he gets his pass away to Sadler. Sadler throws a pass back to Ashley. Another one to Stewart, he's dropped it behind him, picked up by Walker. Walker going for the line, he's almost put into touch, but not quite. A magnificent move there by Eastern Suburbs, and Laugher Stewart must be kicking himself with the line wide open. He dropped the ball. Fortunately, Glasgow to take the kick himself. Fairly short one. It'll go straight to Bunny Riley, 20 yards out from his own line, runs it up towards the 25. Hayes is chasing him, and he bounces straight through an attempted tackle by Walker, and there leaves him flat on the ground, and the game getting a little bit willing in there. Riley throws a good left hook there, and referee Page now calling out one of the Western Suburbs players, and in the meantime the other, Bruce Beer, the Western Suburbs half. To McGuinness, to Glasgow, Ferguson tries to get his pass, and he does so too, there to Armstrong and across to Hayes, and he's caught, well, he didn't really have much of a chance there. We'll get to his feet now and play it back to Walkerton. Walkerton to Kelly. Kelly looks for some support, and intercept over there though, and here's a chance for Eastern Suburbs. Collins flying to the line, Barsley across to try and get him. Barsley dives low. Junee up there to take the pass that time. Junee has made it up to within 20 yards of the Western Suburbs line. Ashley now spears it away. Dummies tries to go through on his own and play now 10 yards short of the Western Suburbs line. This time it's Mayhew going through. Caught high, spears his own pass back to Riley. Riley's caught by Kelly and also by Walkerton. Will play this one right in front of the West Post. Look for a shot at field goal. Goes back to McKean. Props and dummies, decides to go on his own. Gets it back to Sadler. Sadler's going hard for the line, but he's dragged down about 5 yards short. And that was the last tackle again. On his feet, but looks as though he's going to leave the ground. Have to hobble to the sideline for a while to get some first aid treatment. So Western Suburbs temporarily will be one man down. Bad luck for them, but ankle injuries, usually they can recover from these fairly quickly if they can get them bound up. That's Hayes, the second row forward for Western Suburbs, with a left ankle injury. As this scrum goes down, Western Suburbs one man down, and out of the scrum it's an East ball. Juni tries to go with it, gets his pass back here to Stewart. Stewart's over. Stewart scored for Eastern Suburbs. He said no. Referee Page said no. Let's see, I couldn't quite get the ruling. 25 in the halfway line. Walker in the dummy half, gets it across to Beer. Beer across this time to McGuinness, and then out to Glasgow. Glasgow steps inside, looks for Barsley, but steps out on a tackle after all that. Runs on his own, comes to Juni, beats him, goes inside, finds Barsley up as extra man. Barsley's beaten a lot of them. Chasing him is Collins and also Sadler. Sadler dives low. He's still going hard for the corner. He's beaten 4 tackles and eventually pushed into touch about 2 yards short of the Eastern Suburbs line. Beautiful, determined run there by Dave Barsley. And on number 12 gets play rolling and gets it to Mayhew. Mayhew comes to Ilford, and Ilford will probably bundle him into touch. No, not quite. Marked by Walkerton. He'll play it to Riley. Riley to Newman. Newman's going to test his strength now. Runs straight ahead. Walker to number 15 there. Also Kelly. And he's made about 10 yards forward. Progress up towards the halfway line as it goes from Juni to Peard to Matthews to Walker. Standing wide. And he's burst clear. Gets his pass back inside beautifully to Sadler. Sadler's coughing as he comes to the fullback, and he slips over as he comes to Barsley, and Barsley will mark him just inside the Western Suburbs 25. It's gone behind Walker. Walker scoops it off the ground to Ashley. Across to Matthews. Across this time to Collins. Collins tries to push off Pickett over there and couldn't quite do it, and he's wrestled into touch for his troubles 10 yards short of the Western Suburbs. Bruce Veer for Western Suburbs. Puts it in for West. Juni diving for it, and I think Juni has it for Eastern Suburbs. Goes all the way up Hughes, across to McKean, an inside pass to Sadler. Sadler steps inside Ferguson, he's caught, throws a wild pass. Peard can't quite handle it, went forward, and he knocked it on anyway. So we'll have a scrum packed down now, 12 yards short of the Western Suburbs line. Eastern Suburbs getting a little bit too anxious, I think, now. They've had all sorts of opportunities, and Western Suburbs, one man down, and the scrums are really feeling the pinch out there. Put in by Beer. Another Eastern Suburbs ball. Juni has it now, gets it away to Peard to Matthews. Across this time to the winger Collins, who steps inside Pickett. Pickett comes again, throws his pass back to Peard, the 5'8". Peard's running hard, gets it to Schultz. Schultz going hard for the line, is taken well by Beer, the Western Suburbs half, and held up. Plays it away. Let's see if they can crash their way over. Juni running wide, and he's found the gap, and he's almost there, and he's the line. Can he force the ball? Referee plays right on the spot, and they said no, he's not over the line. He was pushed back. He missed by about 1 foot. It could be a close shave here, and it's McKean diving for the line. Page on the spot, and he said no. And that's the second time Eastern Suburbs have got over the Western Suburbs line, and no try has resulted. Well, the Eastern Suburbs supporters are growing red round the gills. They can't understand this, but of course most of them sit at the Paddington end. They can't really see the action. But that time McKean was almost over the line. Another Eastern Suburbs ball, diving onto it was Juni, and East have their chance again. Played away by Peard. Out that time to Matthews, to Lapa. Stewart coming in from the wing. He's held up. Can't get his pass away. Yes, he does. He gets it back to McKean. McKean props, tries to go inside Walker, and held up. And he'll play this one 10 yards short of the Western Suburbs line. They're taking their time about letting him up. Kelly last man up. Plays it away this time to Newman, gets it back inside to Sadler. Sadler's going hard for the line. Everyone's holding him, and they push him back, and again he's about 2 yards short. Riley is the dummy half. He could almost go on his own with an ounce of luck. Just watch for some dynamic action here. Gets it to Ashley. Ashley's going hard for the line. He's over, and that's a try for Eastern Suburbs. And if ever a side deserved a try, it's Eastern Suburbs. Ashley over that time, and now Eastern Suburbs have hit the lead and lead Western Suburbs 9 points to 8. Well, that was the third and lucky time, perhaps, for Eastern Suburbs. You'd seen, and one of the players has been sent from the field. Well, this is referee Page, Keith Page refereeing today. This is Walker in the front row forward for Western Suburbs, has been sent off, walking there with his hands on his hips, and that was obviously after that last attempt, and I would imagine talking to referee Page, or at least talking to Suburbs. Have the ball, they put it into the scrum, but it's another Eastern Suburbs ball, the most ball they've seen this season. A dummy there by Matthews, looks for support, finds it there in the shape of Larper Stewart coming in from the wing. Goes straight and hard down the centre, dodging tackles as he goes, couldn't get his pass away. Will get to his feet now and play it to Schultz, the hooker, just inside the Western Suburbs half. Goes across there to Matthews, to Newman. Newman standing fairly wide, gets a beautiful pass there, off the ground, picked up on the half volley magnificently by Sadler. Sadler's first clear, chase from behind by Beard, gets it to Mayhew. Mayhew's going straight and hard for the line. He must go in for a try. And referee Page says yes, another try to Eastern Suburbs. Oh, good thinking too by Mayhew. He saw he had Barsley in minutes to go. East naturally put West off the mark, and Junie goes through with the ball taken high there by Smith, but got his own pass away beautifully to Riley, who's slammed down in a bit of a Cumberland throw by Beer. Might be a bit slow to get to his feet now. He gets up this time, plays it to Schultz, who gets it away well. And going through with it is Peard with a nice inside pass to Junie. His burst clear comes to the full-back Barsley and then is eventually taken from behind by Noel Kelly. He'll play it to Schultz. Schultz 20 yards out from the Western Suburbs line, finds Matthews across then to Newman. Newman draws a man, goes on his own, gets it to Walker. Walker's going hard, he must go in for a try, and he's over for Eastern Suburbs. Eastern Suburbs